guys, and welcome to episode number 8 of Anime Podcasters. Anime Podcasters is officially 1 year old. Woo! So, on this podcast, I got my good friend Yuki with me. How's it going?
Oh, I'm doing fine, Jaian. How are you?
I'm doing great. Oh my god. You sound so energetic. I know why you're being so energetic right now.
Shut up. Although I'm also energetic for, this podcast. It's been so long since I last been to an anime podcast. A very long time.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's also because right now, as this is recording, it's gonna be my birthday soon, so... Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Jaian, though. Thank you.
My birthday present to you is this podcast.
Hey!
I just want to give a quick update on the podcast for you guys. So, for you guys who've been following since episode 1, you probably noticed Church is not on this episode. Basically, what's happened with Anime Podcasters is that it's now not going to be on the DDS channel anymore. It's only going to be on my channel. I'm basically taking ownership of the podcast here, I would say. But Church is still going to be coming on once in a while. He's still going to be doing the drawings, and he's going to be starting a new show on the Daydreamer Studios channel. So I encourage you to go subscribe to them because I'll probably be on the show too, and I'll do some of the audio stuff for them. So don't worry, Church is not dead. He's just not going to be on the podcast.
He's not dead, we swear.
I promise. I don't know about Austin, but I know about Church.
Oh, we already know what's going on with Austin.
Right. And since this episode, this is an episode I've been dying to do, and Alex and I have been talking about it for such a long time. We even thought about doing an entire series of podcasts on this specific anime, but we're just going to do this one because we're super excited about it. We're going to be talking about Yu Yu Hakusho. How excited are you, Alex?
Oh my god. Okay, on a scale to 1 to 10? Because I'm going to say 11.
Think about all the times you're going to be able to talk about Kuroma's hair on this podcast.
Oh my
this
god,
is the podcast
we're going to go on for hours. If we're going to talk about his hair, we're going to be going on for hours.
All right. So sit back, relax, and welcome to episode number 8 of Anime Podcasters. So glad you guys could join us. So I want to start with this. What got you into Yu Yu Hakusho, this amazing anime? What got you into it?
Oh god, funny story about that actually. So what happened was that I live in a small town. We don't have a lot of anime stuff here, in stores and stuff. So
right.
The only place I could actually get stuff was just DVDs from Best Buy. That's close to where I live. And so...
We have one of those in Canada. We have a Best Buy in Canada.
Yeah, we have a lot of Best Buys here in America, too. Anyway. So what happened was that I wanted to watch something new, something different. Something I've been wanting to watch, but haven't got the time to. So... Then I come across Yu Yu Hakusho, and I thought, well, this is kind of interesting. I'll give it a try. But instead of getting season 1, just season 1, I know for a fact that if it's gonna be that interesting, because I've seen it a lot, I might as well get all 4 seasons. So I got all 4 seasons of Yu Yu Hakusho, and decided,
in one go?
Yeah.
Oh my god, wow. Dedication right there.
Well, that's the thing. Once I watch all of the, almost all of them, then you know that, it's a good series that I get hooked on. And I introduce...
Right.
And so I tried to introduce it to some of my friends, but I felt alone because not all, they didn't really have much interest in it. But which is okay. We all have different preferences. But I felt so alone because, I was the only one that was a huge fan of Yu Yu Hakusho over here.
Right. I mean, honestly, you're the only other person I know personally that enjoys this show. And it's such a good show. I mean, if you guys are just listening to the podcast because you come back and listen to all the episodes, go watch Yu Yu Hakusho. It's such a good show, and it's I talk about it almost on every single episode. It's so good. It's just it's so underrated, I find. You think it's underrated?
Well, it was really popular back in the day. For example, for the recent convention I went to, there was I showed you a picture of this, but it was a picture of a Kurama cosplayer and a Koenma cosplayer.
Right.
And so it's kind of rare to see that. It's very, very rare to see cosplayers of that show like anywhere else, like even in conventions. That
Like
was
the
the only time I
dinosaurs of
ever saw.
anime.
Exactly.
Right. I see what you mean. But and for me, like how I got into the show, so basically, I used to read the Shonen Jump magazines. You know, like the ones where they would have every single manga in it. They would have a Yu-Gi-Oh section, a Dragon Ball
Yeah.
section, a
Oh,
Yu Yu
yeah.
Hakusho section, a Naruto section. Right. Like that big, like fat, like Shonen Jump issues. I was going through one of them, and I was because I was really into Naruto, and I was reading. It was like the Forest of Death section, and I came across this one. I came across Yu Yu Hakusho, and it was the fight where it was Rinku versus Kuwabara, and it was the part where Rinku had like Kuwabara up in the air with like all of his yo-yos attached to all of his limbs. He was doing his move he calls Around the World, where he like spins him around and he's gonna like smash him to the ground. And so I was like, what? Okay, first of all, this is a tournament. That's awesome. Secondly, why is that kid pulling that guy up in the air like that? Like, is that guy a kite? Like, what's happening right now? Like, I was so confused, but like really intrigued at the same time. And then I kind of put that down. I put it down and I just like kept reading Naruto after that. But I always got kind of stuck in my mind, right? And then when I was studying music industry arts at Algonquin colleges, that's the program I did like a year ago. I was like looking into different animes to like watch during my breaks as the good student I am, obviously. Maybe not a good student, but a good anime podcaster at least. And basically, I was like, what was that anime where the kid was doing the yo-yo trick? And I started googling like yo-yo trick anime, yo-yo anime, like just trying to find it. And finally, I was like, I typed in yo-yo anime characters, and then Rinku showed up. I'm like, that's the kid. And I was like, I typed in like his name, and finally I found Yu Yu Hakusho. I fired up the first episode, and I like watched like the first 10 episodes in one night. I was like so hooked. I was hooked from there. Like it was so good. Oh my god!
It was like the moment of truth. Like you run into it, it's like it was destiny.
Love at first sight, Alex. Love at first sight.
Love at first sight.
I mean, with an anime, yeah. No, but seriously, Yu Yu Hakusho, I mean, it's such a good show. And, like, I convinced Church to watch, like, the first 3 episodes. And I was so happy. I was like, finally, maybe somebody else I could talk about the show with. And then he stopped watching them. I was like, no, Church.
No. And then
why?
you met me. And then you met me. So then we started talking to one another. Because originally we met, like, with Patreon. And then...
Right.
And then, like, the podcast. And then eventually we started talking more. And then we started, like... And then I mentioned how, like, how I was a fan of Yu Yu Hakusho. And you were just like, oh my god. Like, me too. Then we started just, like... Went off, like, from there.
Right. Oh my god. I'm so excited. I bought this a chibi Yu Yu Hakusho shirt. From this like this website, sorry, called Unique Tea Shop, and it's like, you know, when they cut from the commercial break and it comes back to like the show, they give you that like really quick clip where it's like the characters jumping around, and then like finally they shoot the title with like the spirit gun. Mm-hmm. Like it's like they're like Chibi like Yusuke and Chibi Hiei. I bought that shirt. I'm so excited. It's supposed to come in really soon. I cannot wait.
Better like freaking like show it to me when you get it.
Yeah. Obviously, selfies are coming if that shirt comes in soon, for sure. And I'll tag you and everything.
Good. You better.
Yeah. Oh my god. Who was your favorite character from Yu Yu Hakusho?
My number one favorite is obviously Kurama.
Right.
But like my other favorites, it sounds kind of cliche, but it was definitely Hiei as well, along with
Oh, I love Hiei.
Along with Yusuke and Kuwabara, and like basically everyone in the cast. But like my number one favorite, well, even though he is number 2, my number one favorite has to be Kurama.
Why do you love Kurama so much?
Because he's like a very interesting character. Like he always thinks. He always thinks first before like act. Originally, I thought he was a girl.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
I think there was a point in time where like there were people that thought Kurama was a girl.
What I loved about Kurama was like that first encounter he has with Yusuke, and Yusuke's like, "I'm Spirit Detective. You're under arrest." He's like, "I don't have time to be arrested right now," and just leaves. Does not give a blank.
Suave.
Like, but I'm the hero.
It's like, suave.
I'm supposed to win. Exactly. But yeah, keep going.
He's so suave. Anyway, so
It really is.
So like, but then like, I really liked how he was willing to sacrifice, like, even though he was like, originally like a fox spirit. I really liked how like as he like grew up like kind of like a normal human, like he was willing enough to steal an artifact and use it not only for like selfish reasons, but not for selfish reasons, but he used it to save his human mother's life, which I find very admirable.
Right.
And how like
Oh, for sure.
oh god, my favorite moment has to be from like the manga. Wait, no, yeah, it has to be from the manga where like there were people that mistaken Kurama as a woman, and I think it was a kind of different like reaction compared to like in the anime, but like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was like kind of upset. Like Kurama was just like upset about it. He's just and felt like kind of offended.
I never read the manga. I only watched the anime twice. But no, I totally see where you're coming from with that. It's that's pretty funny actually. I feel like if like Kurama was Hiei, this is a bit of a deep cut reference. But anyway, he would if he was to like, oh, you look like a girl, like I feel like Kurama would just like rose whip them, you know. And if like Kurama had the attitude of Hiei, be like, well, screw you, rose whip. I love his attacks. I love like how smart Kurama is. I love how he gets out of the situation. Like when he was fighting that one guy in the demon tournament with the bloods, like with the blood like sealing his arms and everything, and he managed to just like flick his little like plant at the character, and it just like it just sprouted an entire new flower out of him, and he like destroyed him in like one move. Like absolutely ingenious character. I love his character design. I love how smart he is. He's such a nice guy, but he's still like a demon. So he's kind of like Yusuke too, because he's like in a human form, but like also a demon and everything.
The only difference is
Kurama is such a.
The difference is that Kurama actually like he's actually smart.
Right. Yusuke just rushes into battle, but like Kurama is so well thought out. I think he's the smartest out of the four, out of Kuwabara, Hiei, and Yusuke.
He's practically the brains of the team.
I feel like he is. Like if you exclude Master Genkai, for sure the brains of the team. But yeah, my favorite character is like Kurama's like right hand man, Hiei. I absolutely love Hiei.
Who doesn't like
such
Hiei?
a great character. Hiei is the biggest badass ever. I just cannot get over Hiei. I love his attacks. I love his how he was brought up. I love how when he was just a little kid, he was like killing off like demons and everything. Like when they do that like one flashback of him and over a couple of episodes towards the end. I think it's during the like the Three Kings saga, where they like talk about like who he really is and like how he was brought to life and the ice apparition and all that stuff. I really got to like get more on his background, and I love. I also love the Darkness Dragon, like the Darkness Dragon Flame attack that he does. Absolutely amazing. I love that. Is such a creative attack. I love it. And I could talk about EA for hours. I think he's such a great character, and I love how he like started out as a villain, right?
Yeah.
And then he was turned into a good character. I feel like if he like the show would have just like not been the same had he just like got killed off like early on like the other villains. I'm so happy he like got to stick around and actually become a main character and like help Yusuke in a lot of his conquests, because I feel like Hiei is like a huge helping hand, and I feel like after Yusuke he's got to be the strongest. Or do you think like Kurama? Who would be stronger, Kurama or Hiei?
Like I think Kurama, because like there was a point in where like the Saint Beast arc, like I remember Hiei saying explaining why he chose Kurama as his partner, and he specifically said that it's because that to avoid fighting him himself.
Yeah, I remember that.
So technically, from those words, that means Kurama is stronger than Hiei, and Hiei just flat out he just admitted it that arc.
Right. I remember that, but that was early on. I wonder if like you take them both S-class demons at the end of the series, you put them 1-on-1 against each other, who wins? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would love to see that in that specific situation. I just have this feeling that he would take it because Kurama's only like S class in his fox form. So I don't know. It's hard to pin down. But those two characters are like they are such a great match together. They're such a great alliance, and they add so much to the whole Kuwabara and Yusuke sort of like friendship they have there. I feel like, how can I put this? Like Yusuke and Kuwabara, right? Like they're rivals but allies, and at the same time, Hiei and Kurama, they're also like friends but like rivals and allies at the same time. Like they have kind of the same relationship as Hiei and Kuwabara. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting, like the way that they interact together and the way they kind of formed. I also love Hiei when he makes fun of Kuwabara. He's like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm babysitting you, and like Kuwabara's like, hey shorty, stop making jokes like that about me. And they always like pick on each other. It's like an old married couple, I swear.
Like, oh god, and like that part in that one part where it's just like after they thought they
it's Kenbu.
all right, so like there was like that one part where they thought they finished, like Kurama finished them off, like they all thought, and then like
right.
Hiei and Kuwabara just started bickering, and then all of a sudden like Yusuke comes in, it's just like, children, would you just stop and save it for the bad guys? And then Kuwabara was just
right. Remember
and then
that.
Kuwabara was just like, okay, but he started it.
That's great. I mean, I love how this team comes together, and I love how they work under Koenma, and I love the missions they go on. For me, Yu Yu Hakusho is so underrated, and it's my favorite anime. It's by far my favorite anime. I was debating like whether it was that one or Death Note the other day, but I'm deciding right now. Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite anime. It's so polarizing, and it's so good, and like you get hooked. Like I can't just watch one episode of Yu Yu Hakusho, even though it would be my third time watching it. I would need to watch like 4 or 5 more episodes just to like get my fix. It's almost like a drug. This is bad, Alex.
Once we go watch a good anime, you can't go back, Jaian. That's how it works.
Exactly. You know, right. I'm just happy I have a person like you that I can nerd out about Yu Yu Hakusho with. Your favorite saga in Yu Yu Hakusho? Do you have a favorite saga? There's like the Dark Tournament. There's the Sensui saga, the Three Kings, or the Saint Beast. Like what was your favorite saga?
I'm gonna have to admit, I love the Dark Tournament saga, because like I was always at the edge of my seat whenever because all the fights are super good. Like, oh my god. And that was also when like Yoko Kurama came out. I was shocked.
I know, right? I know. What else did you like about the Dark Tournament?
Oh god. I just found it super entertaining just seeing like Yusuke just like sleeping throughout some of the fights, and then like waking up when it was his turn in the finals. I was still at the edge of my seat. I was just like, who wins? Even though it could, in a way it was obvious who was gonna win, but I was just like so into it, and I cried because like freaking Genkai.
Saddest moment of the entire anime, like except for like the fact that you know that like it's the ending and Yu Yu Hakusho's done, but like Genkai's death, so sad. I felt like I didn't cry, but I felt like so down when I watched those few episodes where Genkai dies. I was like, no, don't kill Genkai. Like no, like it was all of the feelings.
Like I just stopped. I stopped for like a couple minutes and I was crying.
I feel like it was a necessary thing for the eventual victory of Yusuke. You know what I mean? And like if Genkai doesn't die, he doesn't get more angry, and there's a lot of like just like emotions that there was so much emotions in the last fight. Oh my god, the last fight when Yusuke was fighting Toguro, and I feel like Genkai dying was an important part, and obviously she comes back afterwards.
Yeah, that made me really happy, and also the fact that like he also had to deal with that rage as well as like that fake death that Kuwabara pulled.
Right. That fake death. You know, actually, I want to ask you this, okay? You know how like at the end when Toguro dies, they're like Koama's all like, okay, you've done some good, but you've done some bad in your life. Like we could send you to like to this place. I forget what specific place. We can send you like a place where it's okay, like it's not the worst possible sentence. And then like Toguro's all like, I want to go into limbo, which is, if I'm not mistaken, like eternal like torture, like a 10,000 years of torture, of constant torture. And like he makes that decision. The anime never like really or touched on why he made that decision. Would you know why Toguro decided to go into limbo? Like at the end of the Dark Tournament?
I actually have.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so the reason why for this is because, like, you know how he, like, killed a bunch of people in the past, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that, like, he was actually a kind of good guy, but some stuff happened, and, like, he's basically just atoning for his sins. Like, he doesn't feel like he should be forgiven after what he has done. So he rather just like atone for his sins by eternal torture.
Yeah, I see why. Okay, I see exactly what you mean there. That's actually really interesting because like I kind of like felt like that was the case, but I never saw it I never saw that as being canon, as being like the actual thing, because the anime never really like touched upon it. We just see him like walking off as he crosses Genkai. And then he just goes into limbo, and that's it. That's the last you see of Toguro. But actually, that would make a lot of sense. When we did the episode 6, like the greatest anime villains podcast, I put Toguro in there. I also put Sensui. I put those two guys because I feel like they're such great anime villains because they were turned evil, but they gave like Yusuke such a run for his money on both occasions. But for me, I have to agree with you. Like my favorite saga is the Dark Tournament saga. Dark Tournament saga is by far the best saga. You can't deny it. I think it's
confirmed
the longest running saga.
It's even confirmed over there at the like a Wikipedia page for Yu Yu Hakusho. Check it, and you will see that the poll like mostly says the Dark Tournament is the fans' favorite saga. Like most.
Right. I mean, I gotta admit, I voted for the Dark Tournament on that Wikipedia page too. It's so good. It's such a good saga. Like for me, like I love the doctor fight. What was the name of the doctor again? It was Doctor Ichigaki, and like how he controlled his team. And how they like had synchronized attack, and it was like a 3-on-3 fight. That was such a good fight. I mean, I cannot get over like how the Masked Fighter and Yusuke and Kuwabara were like all getting in there and trying to win and like fighting and everything. That was an amazing fight, and the way like Kuwabara got to them emotionally and everything. Like, I mean, I feel like Yusuke's spirit gun, like Yu Yu Hakusho carries such great emotion and strength. I mean, it's such a powerful anime. Every like episode is packed with like an emotional punch, and it's never the same emotional punch. So you get hit like in a good way. Every single episode with a different taste, and it's such a fun packed like anime. And I for me, like the cherry on the cake has to be the Dark Tournament. Every single like episode is like, well, first of all, a tournament is like the perfect excuse to get every single badass that you can create into a fight, right? And I don't even find it to be too cliche because, you know, like a lot of animes have tournaments. Dragon Ball Z has a tournament. Naruto has a tournament. I'm sure there's a bunch of other like animes who have tournaments. But like,
Yu Yu Hakusho was different.
Yeah, it was so different. It really was different. Especially that they go to a different world to do the tournament, right?
They went to go to a different like island, I think.
Yeah, but I feel like it was in Demon World, right? Or am I wrong?
I don't think it was in Demon. I don't think it was in Demon World because like then they would like because
Spirit World.
Yeah, I don't think they went to the Spirit World though. I think it was still. I
Really?
think it was still in the human realm, but it was like in a different like area that's isolated by other places.
I'm actually curious. We'd have to fact check that. I have this weird feeling it would be Spirit World.
We gotta look it up
because they took a boat to get there.
We gotta look it up.
Yeah, I mean, gotta look it up. Or you guys should just post in the comments. You guys are good with that. You can we always get like corrections, like not like corrections from the audience, but like they always give like their like what they think and like everything. So if you guys could look that one up for us, we'd really appreciate it.
Leave a comment.
We'll even give you a shout out. Leave a comment. Yeah, well, you'll get a shout out on the next podcast if I remember about it.
just leave a comment, guys. We're all
just leave a comment. But like, if I had to like rank the sagas, I'd say like Dark Tournament number 1, Sensui, the Sensui 7 number 2, Three Kings, or I don't know, Three Kings and like Saint Beast like tied at number 3. I love the Sensui 7 though. I love Sensui so much too, just because he has like 7 different personalities. I love like you know how like they have like 7 members in the Sensui 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, apparently the 7 members are actually like Sensui's 7 personalities, and like the 6 people like Sensui surrounded himself with were just like pawns that he used.
Like that saga though, like
that's so good.
It's great. And what's funny was that when I was like, oh god, like Kurama though.
Oh, here we go again.
Kurama was going against his hand. Like,
yeah, I think the kid's name was like Tsukishito or something like that.
After the kid, quote unquote, kind of like died, Kurama was kind of enraged.
I just loved how like the Sensui 7 when they were fighting Yusuke, and like at one point Yusuke, he's like, "You're so predictable, Yusuke," and then Yusuke's like, "I'm predictable," and then he does some stupid move, and then he starts swimming in the water in the cave. He's like, "Is this predictable?"
Oh god!
I was like, "Yes, Yusuke, yes, keep doing whatever you're doing. I love it."
If Yusuke was to say predictable, we all know that he's gonna do something unpredictable.
Can we just talk about how like the spirit gun is just I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get hate, but I almost like it more than the Kamehameha.
And then like there's people leaving a lot of comments. Oh god, you're screwed.
Oh, I think I'm getting roasted on this one, but I don't know, but like the spirit gun is just such an amazing attack. I just love it. I just love it so much. It is Yusuke's like staple attack. Like it's what he uses all the time. It's great. It's great.
No offense to like Dragon Ball Z, but like I love Dragon Ball Z. Are you kidding me? But
for sure.
But like I would prefer the spirit gun more, like because it seems much more cooler. All you have to do is just like focus on your like spirit energy, and then like put in the right aim, then like yell a spirit gun, and then like just shoot at someone.
What was the first? Remind me. What was the very first time you used the spirit gun? Was it against that first villain that like ate the souls?
No, actually, it was the first time he tried it was like practice when he first received like a gift to do it from Koanma, and he used it against a teacher that was framing him for stealing.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
And it was great.
Oh my god, yeah. It was that same teacher who was like, you stole all those like people's possessions, and he like just looked into the guy's teacher with his one of his spirit detective tools. He's like, dude, they're all in your pocket. And then the guy goes, well, no, you put them in there. Like, shut up. Like, you're such a bad liar, too.
Like, how the hell would he be able to put him in his pocket? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I know. I was like, obviously, you're full of, you know what.
I want to cuss, but...
Obviously.
But beep.
Yeah, try to be family friendly. Exactly. We'll put a censor in there. Alex, what was your favorite fight in all of Yu Yu Hakusho? Your favorite fight. If you had to choose one fight. Okay, let me rephrase my question. Who was your favorite fight that I know you're going to choose Kurama versus somebody else? So who was your favorite fight with Kurama in it? Because we already know you're going to say Kurama versus blah, blah, blah.
No, actually, I was gonna confess.
Oh,
it was
really?
like my favorite fight has to be with Yusuke versus Toguro.
Right. I mean, that fight is amazing. I love the beginning where he just like blasted with the spirit gun, and he just gets up. He's like, please try again. Yusuke's like, but that was my full blast. Why do you love that fight so much?
Because mainly because of the fact that mainly because of like how intense it was. I mean, I love the other that fight was different from the past fight. Like, not the one where like they first meet, where he has like Kuwabara beside him to fight against him. Freaking 100% power Toguro and like versus Yusuke. And dude, like after all the things he have seen, he like freaking like Yusuke, like with all the emotions he had, seeing 2 deaths, or technically 1, since there was a fake death.
Yeah.
Like, he felt like so much emotion. You can tell that he has been like working hard, and he has reached that character development. You can easily see it from like the fight. Gave it all that he had to take down Toguro.
I had like a couple like highlights from that fight. I love like the finger bullets that like when Toguro goes like 100, like his maximum, like really his maximum, where he's like just like looks like a tree. He looks like a tree. He looks like just a big tree. I'm gonna put a picture of him in the podcast right now. Look at it. Look at this. Click out of the tab you're on right now. Come back to the podcast, or if you're listening on the audio video version, go listen to the video version. He looks like a tree. I'll put like Toguro and I'll put a tree. They look the same.
Wait, just put it like a freaking like Christmas star on top and just like ornaments.
Yes, that's basically the girl. But like, okay, so the finger bullets, absolutely amazing. He just looks like he's like just like having fun, and like it's like killing the crap out of Yusuke. And I love like when he was like super happy at the end, where he's like, finally I managed to go all out in this fight. I've never been able to do that, or like it's been the longest time since I've been able to do that. And like the fact that he was happy about losing was like really satisfying in some sort of way. I don't know, in a weird like, Yusuke's gonna win. He's the main character. Obviously he's gonna win, but like I was super happy about the way it ended in that specific fight ended, just because of like how like Toguro reacted. Those were 2 highlights for me.
Because he knows that like he loses, so he's got to accept the defeat. If he didn't accept the defeat, then it wouldn't be as satisfying as it was.
Exactly. I don't know. Like, if you had to choose like one moment from that fight? What would you choose? Do you even know?
I'm gonna go with the moment where it turned out that like Kuwabara was faked his death, and then like Yusuke just started beating the hell out of him.
That one was a really good moment too.
That counts. That counts.
Yeah, it counts. That's a legit moment. I definitely agree with you. Actually, you know what? My favorite fight in all of the series is Hiei versus Bui in the Dark Tournament.
Oh.
It's also the final round. Oh my god. Like, first of all, I'm a Hiei fanboy, so I had to go with Hiei versus someone, and I think the best Hiei fight in all of Yu Yu Hakusho is Hiei versus Bui. If you're not gonna watch Yu Yu Hakusho, just type in Hiei versus Bui on YouTube. There's this like 16-minute clip. It has over 1 million views on YouTube. It's like 1.2 million views. It's absolutely the best fight ever, like in all of Yu Yu Hakusho. In my humble opinion, I'm a Hiei fanboy, so I'm probably extremely biased. But I love that fight so much. I love like how like Hiei's like at the beginning is just like barely trying, and then like at the end, like he starts like in the middle, he starts like losing a little bit of it, and then the cherry on top of the cake for me is when he uses the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. It's like the very first time where it like really went all out, and you really saw it like in its full-fledged form. And then like he like you see him like disappear, and you're all like, oh my god, like the attack backfired, he wasn't ready to use it yet. And then he comes back, and Bui's like freaking out, doing all of these attacks on him, and like it doesn't do anything. And I think that like that specific fight is the fight where like the most like damage was created in the arena. Like if you look at the fights before, like if you look at the arena before that fight and after, like he like just destroys like half of the entire half of the entire arena with that one attack, and then like the actual like place where they're fighting, where you can be ringed out, is absolutely destroyed. And I mean, that fight was so great. I mean, I loved it, and I also just love like he is like just techniques. I love his like how he uses his sword, how he does like after images, and like how he even like uses like Bui's own attack to like backfire against him, even if it doesn't do much damage. Such a great fight, Hiei versus Bui. I love that fight so much.
I also gotta admit, my favorite, like my other favorite fight has to be like Kurama versus. Of course, I'm gonna like mention Kurama. Kurama versus Urashima. Urashima, the one that manipulated Kurama and summoned Yoko Kurama.
Right. Right, where he's all like, I'm a little kid, I'm forced into this fight right now, and he's like, what, you're like telepathically like talking to me right now, is that legal? Yeah, no, I remember.
Like, but that fight, when like Yoko Kurama appeared, I was like, what? So are you telling me that
like fight that makes you go fangirl crazy is your second favorite?
Actually, it's also the fact that the attacks he never had, he didn't have. What amuses me is the fact that he had abilities when he was Yoko Kurama that he didn't show when he was normal Kurama. So
Right.
So for him to use those abilities as Yoko Kurama, I was just whoa, badass Solar.
No, for sure. I completely.
Now we know why he said what he said in the past.
Right. No, for sure. I completely agree with you. Great is an understatement. I think it's just such a. They're amazing.
I couldn't find another word for it.
I can't find another word for it, so I'm going with amazing because it's the only way to describe it. I can't think of any other words to describe it. You know what's another thing I wanted to mention in this podcast? Mm-hmm. You know what I wish they did with Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah.
You remember that little game that they played called Goblin City? Little kid in the 67, the Tsukihito?
Yeah.
The Kurama. Yeah. I wish they made they put that out as an actual video game. I would have loved to play the sports goblin or the shooting the goblin or the fighting goblin or the Goblin King and all of those different bosses. And then there was all of the different game versions they did that Genkai played in, and she's like, "Oh, I've beaten the game twice," and Yusuke's like, "I've never been able to beat it. You're old. How are you able to beat me at that game?" I loved Goblin City. I really wanted them to make it an actual.
That would be hilarious. It's just
would have been epic.
No, I mean it would be hilarious if there was actually a game just to promote Yu Yu Hakusho. Then it would be oh, here we go.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it would have been a good marketing technique. Maybe for super fans. I don't know. I felt like it would have been cool, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm sure there's a lot of games that resemble.
Game developers, please.
Actually, you know what? If you're listening to this and you know a game that's like Goblin City, or for some reason we're completely off the marker and there is Goblin City out there, please let us know.
Leave a comment.
Exactly, another comment. All right, I think we're gonna start slowly closing this out. Do you have anything else you want to add about Yu Yu Hakusho? One last pointer?
Yeah, I want to point out that the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho is actually married to the creator of Sailor Moon.
Whoa, pretty epic marriage right there.
I know, right? And there was references too,
Man.
Kurama at one point, it says that he's Tuxedo Mask. Just hilarious.
No way, really?
He appears out of nowhere, and he has a roses on the ground, and then he just appears out of nowhere holding a rose, and she's just call me Tuxedo Mask.
I did not know that.
I gotta show you later.
Yeah, please link me. Actually, and one last thing I want to close out on. There's this little channel, but no, they're not little. There's this channel on YouTube called Did You Know Anime? And they did a Yu Yu Hakusho episode, and there's all this other really cool information about Yu Yu Hakusho. So if you're a super fan of Yu Yu Hakusho like us, go check that out. Did You Know Anime? So yeah, Did You Know Anime? It's it's an off series from Did You Know Gaming, which is another channel I keep up with, which is really cool. All right, I think we're gonna thank you so much for checking out this episode of Anime Podcasters. The next episode, maybe Church will be on. I'm sure Yuki, you're gonna come on more often, right? You want the floor is open. Come on whenever you want.
As long as go, yeah, bring me in.
I mean, I love podcasting. Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you want to be a regular, on every episode, I would love to. I would love to have you on.
If people don't get annoyed with me, then sure.
No, I mean, no, they don't have a choice. It's my podcast. I choose. Church says I have ownership.
Oh, maybe I should be another co-host. I don't know.
Yeah. Honestly, if you want to co-host and become a regular, I mean, I would love to have you on. I mean, I love talking to you about anime. I feel like you got your eye on the ball for sure.
Eye on the ball. Eye on the ball. Eye on the ball. Eye on the ball.
I have the tiger on the ball. Also, quick news I've heard for you guys who are into anime news. I came across this website last night as saying that Attack on Titan season 2 is canceled for 2016. It's been delayed again, so it's not coming out until 2017. I'm not gonna go into it why, but if you Google season 2 Attack on Titan canceled for 2016. You'll get all the information you need, which sucks. I was really hoping they would get into it, but I think it's something about like they don't want to like start the anime before the manga gets to a certain point. Sucks, but whatever. I'm sure we're gonna get to that when we get to that. Do you watch Attack on Titan?
Yeah, actually, my brother like recommended me to watch it, and he was kind of bummed out.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that and I posted it later today. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But at least it's not canceled. It's just delayed.
Yeah, it's just delayed. Well, at first I just saw like the big word canceled over like Attack on Titans, and I was like, wait, it's canceled forever. And then I saw for 2016, so I was like, oh, at least we're still gonna get it.
But still, but still, everyone's just like, no.
I know, right? All right, Yuki, do you want to let people know where they can find you if you have a channel or Twitter or anything you want to promote? Go right ahead.
All right. I have a Tumblr. Like, even though I do have a DeviantArt, I don't go there as much anymore. I have a Tumblr, just Nekuyukihime55. However, by the time this is out, I already have my new YouTube channel, and it's gonna be Miraculous Melody. But however, it's gonna be like Hunter x Hunter. It's just gonna be like Miraculous X Melody. So
okay.
So yeah, you'll probably find me there.
Go subscribe to her right now, guys, right away. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I love your voice and your singing voice. And we talked about doing this, and I feel like we're gonna do it. Like Yuki and I want to cover Smile Bomb, the intro track, in English of Yu Yu Hakusho. And I started like listening to the song. Like it's not hard to play. Like I could probably like write a backtrack to that, and you could like put your voice over.
And I already sent you like the acapella of like me singing that song.
Yeah, I know. You sing super good. I mean, oh my god, it would be amazing. So guys, if you want to keep up with anime podcasters, make sure to subscribe to JaianMusic. If you want to keep up with what Church is doing and everything, he's still going to be on this podcast, and he's starting his own series on DDS. So please go subscribe to Daydreamer Studios too. Make sure to subscribe to JaianMusic too if you want to make sure you don't miss an episode. And if you guys want to keep up with everything I do on my channel, I have a bunch of music I'm working on, some anime covers. Actually, by the time you're listening to this, I'll have a Death Note music cover out. So make sure to check out JaianMusic.com too for all of the information. Thank you guys so much for episode 8. Happy 1-year anniversary of Anime Podcasters. And the next episode is going to be sick. We have a really cool topic.
And happy birthday to me too.
Yeah, happy birthday to Yuki. Thank you guys all so much once again. And we will see you in the next episode. Peace out.